Hello, today we are going to discuss about why we should invest for long time. We are hearing a lot about benefits of investing for long time, but there are confusions. Why should I invest for long time? So there are 5 reasons which I am going to talk about today. If you can consider that, you will able to understand that is it really good for me as an individual, good to invest for long period of time. So the first thing, it's always data really shows that long-term investment is always good, especially when you think about long-term and do the necessary planning before investing. You will be sure that what kind of business you are entering into or what kind of assets you are getting into. So it will be well thought, well researched investment that will be, and there is a chance that this investment can go correct, and it involve regular monitoring. But even then, it won't be just like you have received tip from someone else, you have heard from newspaper or heard from the TV this way, nothing. You will have your own clarity that what kind of investment you are getting into. For example, if you want to buy a land, you will be very sure that why are you buying this land and what is the future plans you have. At the same time, what will be that area after so many years? Will there be good for residential, or will there be appreciation? So you will have an idea before investing, and you definitely think more than 5 to 10 years time. So similar logic you have to do it when you invest in stocks or when you invest for mutual fund. So you will be clear that the kind of risk which unnecessarily you are going to take, you will avoid it in the initial time itself if you plan and do the necessary thing. So data always shows that the person who is studied and well thought about long time and invested, mostly they will end up reaching a good response. It's not necessary that always data shows that long time is a good. There are cases that people invested and that a company is gone for bankrupt and that instrument is not performing well in future. But even then, most of the cases that data shows that long term investment is always rewarding. And importantly, this is the next thing, tax. So when you invest for a shorter period of time, you will end up paying taxes. And in case of equity, property capital gain tax is something which you end up paying. But if you hold it for longer period of time, you have to pay the tax only at the time of your exiting and only at the time of profit booking. So more longer you are holding the same instrument, you are delaying the tax payment also. So unnecessary periodically payment, it's getting reduced, and that it's continue growing there. So in terms of equity, equity 1 year or lesser is a short time, and 1 year and more is a long time, and land also 3 years. So it varies a tax requirement. But this is something when you think about longer period of time, that periodically you don't have to pay the tax. So that is one good thing, and that money which is carrying, it will grow on a compound manner. So the next one is that you are when you exit or when you invest only for shorter period of time, you are carrying a reinvestment risk, and you are not allowing your asset to grow on a compound manner. On interest, it's not happening. So for example, if you have invested in an FD for 5 years and you may getting about 7.5% return, maybe 5 years back, that kind of a return you are getting. But now if you are planning to reinvest in the same instrument, you are not going to get the same kind of a return. Or you are sitting in an asset and in a stock, and you are seeing that I have made enough profit and you don't have a reason, but since I have more profit, let me exit without thinking the quality of the asset and let me invest in something else. But sometimes it may not work the same way you have got the result in the previous one in the next one. So reinvestment risk is the very important thing which you are moving away from investing in a long term manner. So when you book the short term, so you should have a clear reason. Is it for asset allocation, or is it for any other requirement you want to meet? That is the reason. But without any reason, exiting is not that good idea. You will lose that power of compounding. Then along with the taxes, there will be transaction charges. So In terms of anything, brokerage is something which equity means a brokerage is one thing which you pay. Along with that, you are paying STT, you are paying yeah, in terms of exchange, stock and this one's SEBI exchange taxes. All are so small taxes, small charges, but all these things you have to pay when the transaction happens. In the brokerage you have to pay, it's a transaction charges. But thanks to these days discount brokers and everything, the brokerage you can save, but all these expenses still carry. So unnecessarily you are paying when each time when you book the profit at a small margin. So that is also another reason you can avoid for short time, and if you invest for a longer period of time, you can completely get rid of this. Then next is that if you book the profit and you generate the money, you have a tendency to spend that off. So this is one thing, it's a more of a behavioral. So if you are not investing for longer period of time and you're booking the profit on a regular basis, there is a possibility that you are spending that money off. So these are the reasons. These are the reasons you have can avoid investing for shorter period of time. But if you are investing for a longer period of time, all this disadvantage you can avoid, and whatever the advantage, it will work for your own wealth creation journey. There are many things, but these 5 things, if you remember that, you can be plan and invest for a longer period of time. This is why long-term investment is good for you. Thank you. We will talk about other money related topic in the next episode. Till then, see you.